chosen ones. Your journey begins where time and destiny entwine in the eternal archives of the Akashic records. Hidden from mortal eyes, this ethereal library holds the scrolls of every soul's journey, past, present, and future. But not all paths are written equally. For you, chosen one, the records have whispered of a timeline untouched by ordinary hands, a future that only you were destined to witness, shrouded in divine secrecy and cosmic alignment. In the deepest vaults of the Akashic Hall, sealed scrolls pulse with luminescent energy, each vibrating with the echoes of your choices and the ripples of your awakening. They are bound in silver light, protected by celestial guardians who have stood watch since the dawn of creation. These protectors recognize your essence, chosen one. They know your spirit transcends mere existence. You are a fragment of the eternal, woven into the tapestry of universal truth. The veil that once obscured your vision has begun to thin. Symbols and whispers appear in your dreams, fragments of a script only your eyes can decipher, shadows of memories unremembered, echoes of voices long silenced, calling you back to the records. It is said that only those marked by fate can glimpse the prophecies held within, truths that shatter illusions and unveil the path you were meant to walk. But the Akashic records do not reveal themselves without reason. There is a calling, a purpose that binds you to this revelation. The keepers of these ancient scrolls are stirring, sensing your awakening. The celestial ink of your destiny is still drying, the parchment quivering as your spirit moves closer to its purpose. The Akashic Hall is no mere myth. It exists in realms beyond perception, guarded by ethereal sentinels who have never tasted mortality. This is the sealed library of souls, where time is suspended and destiny is inscribed in shimmering light. Every action, every whisper of thought is etched upon these celestial scrolls, chronicling lifetimes across dimensions. Yet, not all eyes are permitted entry. The records are bound by locks woven from the essence of divine truth, unyielding to any force except one, the will of the chosen. You stand before its gates, towering monoliths of obsidian and silver, inscribed with symbols that hum with ancient power. The air thickens, heavy with the weight of countless prophecies. Whispered voices swirl around you, echoes of souls long past and those yet to be born. They call out fragments of truth, glimpses of futures untouched by mortal hands. A whisper grazes your ear. Only the unveiled may enter. Your fingertips brush the surface of the gate, and a ripple of light courses through its metallic veins. Symbols ignite one by one, flaring to life in radiant cascades. The guardians stir, their forms emerging from the shadows, sentinels of light, faceless and eternal. They acknowledge your presence with a solemn nod, their purpose intertwined with your arrival. The seal splinters, threads of light unraveling as the gate creaks open, revealing the infinite corridors of the Akashic records. The scent of aged parchment mingles with the aroma of jasmine and cedar. Scrolls hover mid-air, shifting and gliding with invisible currents of energy. They pulse with knowledge, each one a living fragment of truth. Your eyes catch glimpses, wars that never came to pass, kingdoms that rose and fell in secret, futures branching like roots of an ancient tree. Beyond the shimmering corridors of the Akashic Hall lies a realm untouched by mortal eyes, the sanctuary of the hidden guardians. Here, light bends and time flows like liquid silver, shimmering in cascades over towering columns carved from celestial stone. These guardians are not mere watchers. They are the custodians of fate, eternal beings forged from divine will. Cloaked in radiant light, their eyes are like molten stars, observing without blinking, knowing without speaking. As you step into their domain, the air thickens with ancient power, a hum that vibrates through your very bones. The guardians shift in unison, their forms stretching and bending like light refracted through crystal. They do not speak, yet their presence communicates something deeper than words. Symbols flash across the walls, sacred geometry that pulses with knowledge, threads of destiny woven into the fabric of existence. One guardian steps forward, its silhouette gleaming with the essence of eternity. It extends a hand, and before you, a translucent orb materializes, swirling with visions. Fleeting images flicker within, fragments of futures not yet written, echoes of choices yet to be made. Your reflection shimmers on its surface, eyes wide with unspoken understanding. The guardian's gaze meets yours, and for a moment, you sense a connection, a bridge between realms, a merging of purpose. The orb pulses with light, revealing fragments of ancient prophecy. You see cities rising from the dust, empires collapsing beneath the weight of forgotten sins. Among the chaos, a figure emerges. You, standing at the edge of destiny, hands outstretched toward the light, unyielding in the face of shadows. The vision fades, and the orb dissolves back into ether, leaving only the lingering echo of its message. The path is not set. The choice is yours. The guardian withdraws, its luminescence dimming as it returns to its eternal watch. The symbols on the walls shift and swirl, forming intricate patterns that resonate with something deep within you. For a moment, the silence stretches, thick with unspoken truths. The guardians stand still, their watchful eyes never leaving your form. They guard the records, yes, but more than that. They guard you. There is a secret hidden within the Akashic records, an ancient barrier known only as the veil of forgetfulness. It is not merely a shroud, but a living force, pulsating with energy that blurs memories and conceals truths from mortal minds. For centuries, it has guarded the deepest secrets of the soul, masking past lives, buried knowledge, and the truths that could shatter illusions. Only the chosen are destined to pierce this veil, to see beyond the shadows into the light of remembrance. As you step further into the corridors of the Akashic Hall, the air grows dense, thick with an unseen weight. Wisps of energy float like ethereal threads, brushing against your skin and whispering echoes of lives lived and lost. Each step you take sends ripples through the fog, parting it just enough for glimpses of forgotten realms, kingdoms that never fell, faces that seem familiar yet nameless, whispers of languages that have long since faded from existence. You pause before a grand archway, its surface shimmering like liquid glass. Symbols flicker across its surface, rearranging themselves into patterns that pulse with a strange rhythm, as if alive. A whisper fills the air, soft yet unyielding. To remember is to awaken. To awaken is to choose. Your hand reaches out instinctively, fingertips grazing the glassy surface. A surge of energy courses through you, flooding your mind with images, fragments of lifetimes, shards of memories that pulse with vibrancy. You see yourself standing before towering pyramids, the sand swirling at your feet. You watch as stars align in perfect harmony, casting radiant light upon temples hidden beneath lush canopies. The scent of incense and stone fills your senses, as if time itself has collapsed around you. But then the vision flickers, the images blurring and fading as the veil reasserts its hold. A thick fog swirls back into place, erasing the clarity of what you saw, leaving only echoes. Your heart pounds, the memory slipping through your grasp like grains of sand. The veil shimmers once more, sealing away the visions, guarding its secrets with unyielding persistence. The Akashic records are more than mere scrolls of destiny. They are echoes of eternity, vibrating with the whispers of souls who walked the path before you. To decode their secrets is to unravel the fabric of time itself, to see beyond the linear constraints of mortality, and glimpse the true essence of existence. But the records do not yield their wisdom easily. Only those with the sight to perceive the unseen and the heart to embrace the unknown may pierce their mysteries. You find yourself standing before an intricate mural etched into the walls of the Akashic Hall. Symbols swirl and dance, shifting with each breath you take. They are not static carvings, but living fragments of cosmic truth, flowing like rivers of light. As your fingers trace the lines, sparks of energy flare beneath your touch, casting flashes of distant realms across your vision. Mountains of crystal rise beneath twin moons, rivers of molten silver wind through ancient forests, and cities of light shimmer beneath ethereal skies. A soft hum fills the air, growing louder with each passing second. You turn to find a pillar of light materializing before you, its surface rippling with symbols you recognize but cannot name. It pulses, drawing you closer. Tentatively, you reach out, and the light envelops your hand, pulling you into its embrace. Suddenly, you are no longer standing in the hall. You are adrift in a sea of stars, each one pulsing with its own rhythm, its own story. Voices whisper around you, soft as a breeze, yet carrying the weight of eternity. Names, faces, moments flicker in and out of existence, each one a thread in the tapestry of fate. Among the voices, a single name rises above the rest, a name that echoes with familiarity, yet remains unspoken. The light fades, and you find yourself back in the hall, the mural still shimmering with hidden truths. Yet something has changed. Symbols that once flickered now glow steadily, aligning themselves into a pattern that you instinctively understand. Words form in your mind, a whisper of revelation. To unlock the path forward, you must first remember. Among the countless scrolls and shimmering pathways of the Akashic Hall, there exists a hidden alcove known only to those who bear the mark of destiny. This secluded chamber is untouched by time, its walls carved with celestial symbols that pulse with a soft, ethereal glow. It is here that the prophetic fragments are stored, visions of futures that diverge from the threads of ordinary fate, glimpses of what could be rather than what must be. You step into the alcove, and the temperature shifts, a wave of warmth enveloping you as if welcoming you home. Before you, translucent shards of light float in the air, suspended in perfect stillness. Each shard reflects moments not yet realized, scenes yet to unfold. They vibrate with energy, casting fractured images onto the walls, wars halted by a single word, kingdoms rising from ashes, and the veiled silhouette of a figure standing amidst chaos, hand outstretched towards the light. That figure is you. As you reach out, a shard floats gently to your palm. It shimmers beneath your touch, and the world around you fades. A vision engulfs your senses, cities of towering glass and marble, their spires stretching into the heavens. People gather beneath banners of light, their faces turned skyward as celestial symbols burn across the clouds. Your heart pounds as you watch the sky split, revealing a pathway of stars stretching far beyond the limits of sight. A voice whispers, soft but unyielding, "Only the chosen one may walk this path." The vision collapses in on itself, returning you to the alcove. The shard shimmers once more before it floats back to join the others, blending seamlessly into the collection of futures. Your hand trembles slightly, the weight of what you've seen lingering like the fading embers of a dying flame. The other fragments hum softly, their light flickering with anticipation. There are countless futures waiting to be seen, some glorious, others shrouded in shadow. Yet you know, instinctively, that these fragments exist for you alone. Beyond the shimmering corridors and ethereal alcoves of the Akashic Hall, there lies a place untouched by time, an inner sanctum known as the Chamber of the Word. Its existence is whispered among the guardians, for it is here that Yeshua's whispers are preserved, echoing through eternity as reminders of divine truth. His voice, soft yet unyielding, is woven into the fabric of creation, a beacon for those who dare to seek beyond the veil. You find yourself standing before the entrance, a doorway carved from radiant light and ancient stone. Symbols of divine geometry pulse upon its surface, each one resonating with an otherworldly hum. As you step closer, a whisper graces your ears, soft as a breath, yet carrying the weight of eternity. The truth shall set you free. The doors part, and you are enveloped in light. The air hums with sacred energy, and scrolls of light spiral endlessly above your head, weaving patterns of prophecy and purpose. In the center of the room, a pedestal of translucent crystal holds an ancient manuscript, its pages glowing with symbols that shift and dance with each heartbeat. You step forward, drawn by an unseen force, and your hand hovers just above the surface of the page. As your fingertips graze the text, the symbols blaze to life, unraveling in golden threads of light. Words form before your eyes, each one resonating deep within your spirit. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. The whisper of Yeshua echoes through the chamber, his voice a guide through the labyrinth of destiny. Images flash across your mind, timelines bending and snapping back, souls rising and falling through cycles of existence. You glimpse battles fought not with swords, but with light, and the rising of a generation that walks in truth. The manuscript pulses beneath your touch, radiating warmth that seeps into your very soul. A single verse remains, glowing brighter than the rest, its message etched into your consciousness. To see is to believe, but to know is to awaken. The light dims, and the scroll settles back into its place of rest. The whispers fade, but their essence lingers, echoing within you. Yeshua's words are more than mere symbols. They are keys, waiting to unlock the hidden truths that lie just beyond the edge of perception. Deep within the Akashic Hall lies a place where time fractures and bends, a vortex known as the temporal rift. It is said to be the nexus where past, present, and future collide, flowing together in a chaotic dance that only the chosen can navigate. To unlock its secrets is to grasp the threads of fate and weave them into a new pattern. But such power comes with consequence, for to change even a single thread is to alter the fabric of destiny itself. You approach the entrance, its archway shimmering with hues of indigo and silver, pulsating with raw energy. Wisps of light swirl around the entrance, fragments of timelines converging and splitting in endless loops. The air is thick with the hum of reality itself, bending and stretching. As you step closer, the surface ripples like water, parting to reveal the swirling depths of the temporal rift. Without hesitation, you step through and the world dissolves around you. Colors bleed together, stretching and bending, as moments of time flicker across your vision. Empires rise and fall within seconds. Ancient cities burn and rebuild in the blink of an eye. You see yourself, at different ages, in different lives, each one walking a path slightly different from the last. Choices made, choices avoided, all written within the folds of time. The rift pulses, sending waves of energy rippling through the ether. Symbols flash before your eyes, arcane runes of destiny, lines of light that stretch across the horizon, marking the paths yet to be traveled. Among the chaos, a singular thread glows brighter than the rest, shimmering with golden light. It pulses in time with your heartbeat, beckoning you forward. Instinctively, you reach out, fingers grazing its surface. A shock wave erupts from the contact, hurling you through spirals of light and shadow. Visions burst into your mind, cities encased in crystal, towers of light piercing the clouds, and a path winding through stars and nebulae. You feel the weight of countless futures pressing against you, each one branching off from the thread you now hold. The temporal rift pulses once more, vibrating with anticipation. The thread shimmers in your grasp, waiting for you to pull, to unravel its secrets and reshape what is yet to come. But even as you hold it, a whisper echoes through the ether. Will you forge your own path, or let the threads of fate bind you? In the deepest recesses of the Akashic Hall, far beyond the temporal rift, lies a place concealed from mortal sight, the Forbidden Gates. These colossal doors are etched with symbols that glow with an eerie luminescence, pulsing as if alive. It is whispered that these gates guard the path to realms untouched by time, fragments of existence that are hidden even from the celestial scribes. Yet, it is not the gates themselves that hold dominion over this sacred passage, but the Watchers, the ancient sentinels who have safeguarded these truths since the dawn of creation. Their forms are etched in light and shadow, towering figures that flicker between dimensions. Eyes like molten stars gaze unblinking from beneath hoods woven from the very essence of space. They do not speak, yet their presence reverberates with authority, a reminder that the path to the Forbidden Gates is not tread without consequence. The Watchers are bound by a covenant, an agreement forged in the fires of eternity, to protect the gateways from those unworthy to pass. But for you, Chosen One, their stance is different. Their gaze lingers upon you, eyes narrowing as if measuring your spirit against the weight of destiny. A single step forward sends ripples across the ethereal ground, and the watchers part, their forms bending like light refracting through crystal. Before you, the forbidden gates hum with latent energy, symbols shifting and reconfiguring, as if recognizing your presence. Whispers coil through the air, murmurs of prophecies long sealed behind these colossal doors. Your hand reaches out, brushing the surface of the gate. The symbols flare to life, golden light spilling from every crevice, illuminating the hall in a radiant glow. For a moment, you see fragments of what lies beyond, corridors of light stretching into infinity, altars of crystal where truth is written in fire and stone. Visions flash before you, towers crumbling into dust, oceans parting beneath storms of light, and at the center of it all, you, standing unyielding amid the chaos. The light fades, and the symbols return to their slumber, the gates sealed once more. The watchers remain still, their eyes fixed upon you, as if awaiting the choice you have yet to make. Their silence is deafening, filled with the weight of eternity. Deep within the heart of the Akashic Hall, concealed beyond the forbidden gates and the whispers of the watchers, there lies a chamber untouched by the flow of time, the chamber of reflection. At its center stands the celestial mirror, an artifact older than recorded history, forged from starlight and bound by threads of cosmic truth. Its surface shimmers with a liquid glow, pulsating in rhythm with the very heartbeat of the universe. It is said that those who gaze into its depths are shown not just who they are, but who they are destined to become. As you approach, the air hums with anticipation. Symbols carved into the walls flicker to life, casting radiant light across the floor in patterns that shift and realign with each step you take. The mirror looms before you, its frame wrought from silver and obsidian, entwined with vines of light that pulse like living veins. Your reflection ripples upon its surface, not as you are, but as you could be, stretching across timelines and destinies, yet unwritten. Tentatively, your hand reaches out, fingertips grazing the surface. A surge of energy spirals from the mirror, enveloping you in waves of light and shadow. Visions flood your mind, fragments of futures both glorious and grim. You see yourself standing before throngs of people, their eyes lifted to you in reverence. Towers of crystal rise from cities untouched by corruption, while rivers of light flow through streets lined with symbols that pulse with ancient power. But the vision shifts, and shadows creep along the edges. Empires fall, flames devouring monuments of light, and storms rage across lands barren and desolate. Among the chaos, you stand unyielding, eyes burning with purpose, hands outstretched towards the horizon where dawn threatens to break. The light fades, and you are back before the celestial mirror. Its surface is calm once more, your reflection now steady and unyielding. Yet the whispers linger, curling around your thoughts like threads of fate. The mirror has shown you more than a mere reflection. It has revealed the path that only you can walk, the destiny that pulses beneath your every step. The Akashic Hall thrummed with energy, its ethereal corridors alive with a vibration that resonated deep within your soul. The path had led you through gates of shadow and light, past guardians of destiny and mirrors of prophecy. But now, you stood before the final threshold. the sealed records. Unlike the other scrolls suspended in midair, these were bound in celestial chains, their surfaces engraved with symbols that pulsed with restrained power. They radiated a light so pure, it seemed to cut through the very fabric of existence. Your heart pounded with the weight of the moment. These scrolls held more than just fragmented memories. They contained the entirety of your soul's journey, past lives, forgotten truths, and futures unspoken. But they were not just yours. They were entwined with the fates of many, threads of destiny looping through timelines and converging upon this very moment. A whisper brushed past your ear. When you open it, you cannot go back. The room seemed to hold its breath as your hand reached out, fingertips grazing the edge of the scroll. A shiver ran up your arm, and the chains began to dissolve, unraveling in wisps of light. The scroll hovered before you, trembling as if sensing the magnitude of its own release. With a single breath, you grasped it fully, and the world around you exploded with light. You were no longer in the Akashic Hall. Visions surged through your mind. Lifetimes lived under different skies. Wars waged for kingdoms now lost to time, hands reaching out to yours across dimensions. You saw temples hidden beneath oceans, cities suspended among the clouds, and monuments carved with your name in languages you had never spoken. Among the flashes of eternity, a single image remained. You, standing at the edge of a great divide, the world stretched out before you like a tapestry waiting to be woven. The light faded, and you found yourself back in the hall, the scroll still suspended before you, its surface now etched with lines of light. Symbols rearranged themselves, forming words you instinctively understood. The awakening is not the end, it is the beginning.
If you have come this far, it is crucial that you watch this next video here. But be warned, it is not for the faint of heart, for only the true chosen ones can handle this video. If you would like to also donate to help keep the channel going, our Buy Me a Coffee link will be in the description.